Hello, it's Tammy from Love Notions, and I am bringing you another video tutorial on this time how to hem the side vents on the Terra Tunic, and this process also works for the boyfriend cardigan. At this stage, you'll have serged up or sewn up with a straight stitch or a sewing machine your side seam, starting from the sleeve hem going down into the vent extension. You're going down into the extension about 1 inch. How I have stitched that straight into the extension, which is why we want to use a sewing machine and not a serger, because we don't want to cut this bit away. Okay, so now what we're going to do the hem, just lay it out so you have on your ironing board, if you have it, or whatever nice surface you have. We're going to fold up the hem. The hem allowance for the Terra Tunic is 2.5 inches. It's a nice chunky hem. We're going to fold that up to the right side, 2.5 inches. Use a hem gauge or measuring tape, just whatever you have to make sure it's exact. And just pin that in place on both ends. We'll worry about the middle in a little bit. Right now what's important is getting the hem folded up on the sides. Take your measuring tool and you want to mark, this is going to be your stitching line that's going to make everything fold in. Draw a line 1 inch in the whole length of the hem allowance, because we're going to be stitching that. Okay, do that front and back, and then take it to your sewing machine and straight stitch that line you just marked. After you have stitched your hem allowance up, so you've gone 2.5 inch long stitch, 1 inch in on all 4 sides, we are going to now turn that hem to the wrong side. Just take the corners and fold them back and fold them all the way to the wrong side. So do that on all 4 corners. If you're finding you have a lot of bulk in the corner, you can take your scissors and just clip off the corners. I find though, if you just fold it and then wrap it over, I still get a nice point. So do that front and back. And now we're going to use our iron. Ironing is so important in sewing. If you want your garments to look handmade and not homemade, so invest in an iron that you like to use. I really like this oily sew iron. It just kind of pops up and down. You never have to tip it. It's fun. Alright, so we're just going to iron the hem in place. Probably should use your measuring tool to be sure you got 2.5 inches. Give it a couple of clips or pins to keep it in place while we do the other side. Okay, now I'm going to iron the side where that vent comes together. We're going to iron now the side vent. Keep those pieces nice and flat. good time to iron your side seam open while you're at it. Pin or clip it in place while you're working. Let's get both sides. So now you're going to top stitch your hem in place. You can use a straight stitch sewing machine, you can use twin needle on a sewing machine, or you can use a cover stitch machine if you have one. My preference is a cover stitch because I have one and it works really well with knits. So what you're going to do, I usually start at the back, middle. I take about a 2-inch, I stitch about two and a quarter inches in, and I start in the middle, I go around in one stitching, go up the hem, the split hem, across, down, around again. So go ahead and stitch that hem.